Andy Murray begins 2017 on a high. Kayode Alayode has more.
Welcome to Sports News. Britain's Andy Murray saw off Spaniard Fernando Verdasco in straight sets to win the Dubai Championship for the first time. The world number one dropped his first two service games but recovered to win 6-3 and 6-2 in 1 hour and 14 minutes. It is Murray's first tournament win of 2017 and the 45th of his career, which will see him extend his lead over Novak Djokovic at the top of the rankings.
To win again, I haven't managed to win this one before. I played here quite a few times, so yeah, obviously good to get the first title of the year, and hopefully keep the momentum going the next few weeks. But yeah, I don't know exactly what it was. Could have been a bit of nerves, maybe. Maybe conditions. Also playing a lefty, slightly different serving as well. But once I started to serve a little bit better and hit my spots, I started to dictate and control more of the points. So got better as it went on. Yeah, there's always been a lot of Brits here watching it in Dubai. I've always had good support, and the crowds have been great the whole week. Not just for me, but for all of the matches. The tournament's been supported extremely well, and nice atmosphere to play in every day.
That's it right there, moment of glory. In the English Premier League, Manchester United remained sixth with a 1-1 draw against 10-man Bournemouth. Super Eagles midfielder Wilfred Ndidi played all 90 minutes as Leicester City came from behind to beat Hull City 3-1 at King Power Stadium. Stoke City also beat Middlesbrough 2-0 with both goals coming from the boots of Marko Arnautovic. Elsewhere, Fernando Llorente scored twice as Swansea City came from behind to seal a vital 3 points against Burnley with a 3-2 win, while Southampton beat Watford 4-3 at Vicarage Road. Sam Allardyce's Crystal Palace secured a priceless 3-2 away victory over West Brom at the Hawthorns. Liverpool climbed up to third place with a convincing 3-1 victory over Arsenal at Anfield. Back home, Enugu Rangers head coach Imama Amakpakabo says his team will approach the next Week 12 clash against Rivers United in the Nigeria Professional League on Sunday with the intention to win the game. Amakpakabo expects the game to live up to the billing as the two highly rated sides battle for crucial points enhance their respective positions on the league table. However, he admits that their opponents have players capable of causing problems for his team. Rivers United, who were runners-up last season, will welcome the reigning champions to the Yakubu Gowon Stadium, Port Harcourt, in one of the most eagerly anticipated fixtures of the Nigerian football calendar. That's it on Sports News. I'm Kayode Alayode. The rest of the news continues in just a moment. Stay with us.
As Europe struggles to cope with a huge influx of migrants, the Libyan authorities say they have rescued 115 migrants with both capsized off the coast of Libya. This comes after their overloaded rubber vessel sank off the coastline and 25 people are still missing.
Libyan naval forces said the vessel went down 3 miles off Tajura, just east of Libyan capital Tripoli, because it was overloaded and taken on water.
We received signal at around 1:30 in the afternoon that the boat was calling for help, so 2 rescue missions were sent, one from the base and the other from the port. They arrived when the boat began to sink. 115 were saved, including 6 women, and according to the migrants who were on the boat, there was a total of 180 of them, which means around 25 of them are still missing.
Libyan Coast Guards carried out a search operation in that area in an attempt to find the missing ones, but no one was found. Tripoli Naval Forces spokesman Ayub Qasim says the survivors are from different sub-Saharan countries, with another from Bangladesh and 6 women on board. Libya is the main smuggling point for migrants hoping to reach Europe by sea, usually crossing in flimsy inflatable crafts loaded with small amounts of fuel in an attempt to get them only as far as EU rescue vessels stationed in international waters. The European Union says some 60 to 70% of people coming via Libya from impoverished African nations are not fleeing violence or persecution and are unlikely to win asylum. They are economic migrants and the EU wants to deport them.
The former U.S. President Barack Obama has denied allegations of tapping President Donald Trump's phones. According to Obama's spokesman, Mr. Kelvin Lewis, neither President Obama nor any White House official ever ordered surveillance on any U.S. citizen. President Trump had earlier tweeted that he found out that his predecessor had his wires tapped at the Trump Tower just before his victory at the polls. And days after President Donald Trump outlined a boost to the U.S. defense budget, China has announced that it will increase military spending by about 7% this year. The scheduled announcement was made ahead of the annual National People's Congress meeting in Beijing. China has been improving its armed forces recently as its economy expands, but announced that the defense budget remains smaller than that of the United States. However, some observers argue that the real figure could be a bit higher. Malaysia says it has expelled the North Korean ambassador over the death of Kim Jong-nam, the half-brother of North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un. The Foreign Ministry says Mr. Kan Chol must leave Malaysia within 48 hours. Kim Jong-nam died 3 weeks ago after 2 women smeared a deadly chemical over his face at the Kuala Lumpur airport. Malaysia has not directly blamed North Korea for this attack, but they believe that Pyongyang is responsible. Malaysia was one of the few countries which had cordial relations with North Korea. And the main news again. History was made today as the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library is commissioned in the Ogun State capital, Abeokuta, in an occasion attended by prominent personalities from inside and outside Nigeria. Also today, a massive crowd turned out at the GS Taka Stadium in Boko for the coronation of the traditional ruler of Tiv Kingdom in Benue State. And former U.S. President Barack Obama dismissed the claims of President Donald Trump that his telephone was tapped by the government. And that wraps it up on the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinwami.